Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel's Finding Value. What we're doing here is looking at uranium, doing some technical analysis on the daily, and see if anything's changed, see if we can recognize any patterns that can help us out in our investments. So what I'm seeing in some of this stuff, we can draw it a few ways and we'll go over the patterns, but we did encounter some selling pressure today, and it looks like we might be heading a little bit lower. On the short term, again, this stuff's volatile. It's going to go all the way over, all over the place. Uranium, in terms of valuation, is incredibly good for a long-term hold, and that's why I buy this stuff, is for the long term. I know everyone wants daily updates. They think they can gain an edge through technical analysis, but what happens and what you do as an investor, and you'll notice this with almost anyone who's been investing for a while, is that they'll start with the shorter term stuff, and then eventually what they'll do is they'll go longer and longer term investing because the indications are more reliable. The short term is a lot less reliable. So what we have to do is we just look at it. We look at the valuations. We see where the monies have flowed. They're not in uranium right now, not with a ratio of 60 to 1 on roughly 60 pounds uranium to 1 ounce gold. That means that the money's not there. Eventually that money's going to swing and come back around. The exact timing, very difficult to get. And I'm in these things, I'm holding it, I'm just holding on, riding this stuff. So let's look at the technicals. We can do a daily analysis here, and I'll show you what I'm seeing. So here we go, this is Uranium. So we squeezed up into this area. We've got 1.2 point, a little pause here, but we could be coming up and hitting this, and we might have to come back and do a little more of a pullback, like we bounced off this resistance line. There's only 2 hits here, so it's not a strong resistance line. You could even argue it's not really even a resistance line that much. But this could be the third point that it's creating, and maybe we bounce sideways back and forth and chop around a little bit in a consolidation period. So that's probably what we're doing, is consolidating, which takes some time. Camco, if this is a head shoulder, we could come back down all the way to $12-ish, $12.50, somewhere in this area down here. If it is one, doesn't mean it necessarily is. It may have to chop sideways for a while, and it may take some time to develop and play out. Here's Next Gen Energy. We draw this 1.2.3.4, and maybe we're coming up, and maybe we pull back, and maybe we're going to chop sideways for a while or pull back even more. It's in the cards for a larger pullback, potentially. Fission Uranium, squeezed on up, sold off, pulled up, back to this line, and we're selling back off again. Denison Mines is still holding strong. We got the nice small little down days. I didn't see where this thing finished, but this one still looks okay. It's kind of the anomaly of the sector almost. UUUU is it's coiling right up into this corner here. We'll see which way it breaks, either down or up. We'll see tomorrow. Uranium Royalty Corp is pulling on back with this bearish engulfing. We could come all the way back and retest this $2.40 area. I would be a buyer if we can find some support down here. Bannerman's looking good. Looks like we pulled on up. It is kind of that black candlestick. Momentum's going down a little bit if it finished here. But for the most part, we've been just traveling sideways. Deep Yellow, the same thing. More sideways action. Global Atomic, we've got this slight downtrend line going now. We'll see if we can break it or if it's going to pull on back. Goviax has a downtrend line going. If we can stabilize here and try to move higher, we'll see if this higher low sticks and we break through the downtrend line. That's what we're looking for there. Laramide, we had a false kind of little breakout here, and then we came back into the pattern, and that's where we're at right now, is in this sideways pattern, flag pattern. And that's all I have for today. I didn't go into all of the small companies. I know there's a whole bunch, but overall, we are seeing selling pressure in oil, in some of these other sectors around the commodities. It could be leaking into this area as well. So I don't know if I'd be buying this second. I'd be just holding. I've been holding. That's what I've been doing. And it's difficult to get a good read on this market. You've got the dollar did this like huge head fake early in the day. It was heading lower and then just ramped higher quite dramatically. That shifted gold. It shifted a lot of the commodities quite quickly. And uranium does have a tailwind with the dollar going down. When it goes up, it becomes a headwind. So keep watching the dollar. The dollar is very important. I don't know if we're coming into something like, so for instance, if the banks know we're going to do a shutdown, what they're going to do is they're going to position in the dollar or bonds if they know something's coming, because they know it's going to come, and they're going to be forewarned that something's going to happen. I mean, these guys are ruthless. The government's not. The banking system's going to know. They're going to position, and we're going to be able to see their positioning. The 10-year yield has been falling. The dollar has been going back and forth. Inflation is obviously going on up. Real estate market's been strong. So these are mixed signals. What I want to see is real estate strong, dollar weak. Inflation is there. I don't know how you can have a dollar that's not really tanking with high inflation and then have interest rates go lower. That is a weird mix. I don't know if we've seen that before in history. Maybe we have in like the 1940s or something like that, some weird mix. So I'm going to continue to monitor it. We'll continue to go over it. We'll see how these patterns hold up. Again, I'm not too phased about it. I'm still holding. There's nothing I'm doing. The valuations are still there. So I'm not really doing anything. I'm not seeing copper have this huge blowout to the downside, at least not yet. If we see copper drop hard and we see the 10-year drop hard, then we know something's coming. That's when we'll know. And we'll monitor that. Maybe I'll do another different clip on that. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for listening. This is Finding Value.